Arsenal are apparently going to go heavy in for Victor Gyokeres and Mikel Merino to add to the signing of Calafiori. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how Arsenal are going to look next season with Calafiori, Victor Gyokeres and Mikel Merino in the side. But before I begin, if you are new here, please smash the subscribe button. Apparently 84% of you who watch my videos aren't even subscribed, so make sure you go and do that. Also make sure you hit the like button and turn on those notifications. Let's try and aim for 150 likes. So without further ado, let's get started. I'm gonna have the shape here on my tactics board. It's gonna be the out of possession shape first, so let me just put it into the outer shape. Here we go. A 4-4-2. We should be no strangers to this at all, this 4-4-2, where Ødegaard is the press trigger. He'll go up there. Gyokeres as well is a fantastic presser as well. I want to talk about that for a minute. Victor Gyokeres' most underrated trait for me is how good of a presser he is. We've already got Havertz, who's a fantastic presser, but Victor Gyokeres as well is an incredible presser. And I'll be honest with you guys, am I the biggest fan of Victor Gyokeres? Not at all. I do feel like it will be too quick to sign him. I don't feel like he's the sort of player who's going to elevate our project. I'd rather wait for someone like Evan Ferguson, who's got fantastic fundamentals, technical ability, physical presence to be a brilliant centre forward for Arsenal, or go in for someone like Victor Osimhen, who is pretty much the complete forward. So for me, Victor Gyokeres isn't my first choice, but he will do. He's the sort of player that will do, and he will score goals, and that is what I seem to think Mikel Arteta wants at the minute. So Ødegaard triggers the press, Gyokeres out wide, Saka will push up, Martinelli in there. And then what I don't think many of us have noticed from last season is how high Declan Rice actually plays. Whether he's in the 6 or the 8, he does play high up the pitch. He always wants to win the ball up in the opposition third. And Mikel Merino as well. I feel like this is a brilliant signing. He is so good in the duels. He loves to press. He's really successful in every duel he goes into. It's a fantastic addition, and I don't get why a lot of our fans are against this sort of signing. 25 million, 28, very experienced player, played in the Premier League before, experience for Spain, good at crashing the box, really good on the ball as well. He's got really nice fundamentals, technical ability, physical presence as well. It seems like a perfect sort of deal for only 25 million. And I feel like he's going to really elevate us as well. We've missed somebody who can play those balls into Martinelli, and Merino can certainly do that. I don't see any reason why anybody would be against this sort of signing. He also allows Ethan Nwaneri to have some time in the first team, sitting on the bench, rotating with Merino. He allows Ethan Nwaneri to have a really nice development without the pressure of playing week in, week out. I feel like it's the sort of deal we should definitely be doing, and he has everything Mikel Arteta wants, and I'm sure once that's wrapped up, because it does seem like that's going to be the next signing we do, it's going to be a fantastic addition. So in the pressing situations where the opposition has the ball, let's just have a goalkeeper in there. It'll be Ødegaard pressing. It'll be Martinelli high. It'll be Merino in here. It'll be Rice in here. It'll be Calafiori there. Or probably Calafiori will actually play in here. Then you've got Gabriel. Then you've got Saliba. Then you've got Saka, obviously there. And then Ben White as well. So a really nice shape. A really nice shape. I see Gabriel does play wide centre-back quite a bit for us. I feel like a lot of people haven't noticed that out of possession, Gabriel plays quite wide. And I think that was to deal with the problems of Zinchenko defensively, and also Kivior, who wasn't the best channel defender. So having Calafiori is going to massively improve Gabriel, because I feel like Gabriel will have a different role next season. It will be Calafiori's problem to deal with the threat from the left. Gabriel can focus on being a central defender with Saliba. Ben White, of course, is wide here. And it will give us a different type of security, whilst also not losing the on-the-ball quality that Zinchenko provides. Because Calafiori on the ball is absolutely incredible. He also, in an interview, said he is like John Stones. His sort of player he wants to be compared with is John Stones. So I feel like this is a fantastic deal. Calafiori being done here, it gives so much, improvement to so many different players, not just Martinelli, but also Gabriel, who had a heavy job of being a wide centre-back because our fullbacks weren't good enough defending the channels. So fantastic deal, Calafiori. Also on the ball, we'll get to overload the midfield. I mean, wow, it's going to be such a problem playing against us, You've got Martinelli so wide, you've got Ødegaard crushing this sort of area in there. You've got Ben White as well. You've got Gyokeres, who loves to stay in the box. I feel like For me, although I'm not the biggest fan of Gyokeres, he is a box striker. He'll sniff opportunities in the box. He'll always be in that box when we're in an attack. He won't linger too much outside of the box. He'll definitely be in and around it to score goals. And sometimes that's what you need. Sometimes you don't need a striker who's going to hold it up. Although admittedly, Gyokeres is decent at holding the ball up, you need someone who's just going to be in the box. And Gyokeres for sure is reliable in that sense. Merino as well. I've talked about him many times. He's going to do loads of underlaps. He's going to try overlap round as well if Martinelli comes short. Calafiori will also try underlapping as well. It's going to confuse so many opponents. It's going to be an absolute, nightmare for teams to play against us if these deals are done. You've got Gyokeres occupying the two centre halves of the opposition. You've got Merino trying to box crash but also underlap as well and overlap. You've got Calafiori, who's a fantastic 1v1 defender if it comes to that situation, but also brilliant on the ball in the midfield too. You've got Declan Rice, who's probably the best sweeper I've ever seen in the number 6 role. The way he sweeps up play, gobbles it up, is just a dream. And sometimes I just look at Declan and I just think, you are incredibly good. So you have him in there, Ødegaard in there, Ben White as well. Always overlapping Saka every single time. He'll sometimes sit in there as well. It's going to be such a problem. That midfield is going to be so congested. It's going to almost look like this most of the time. It's just going to be a dream. I mean, how many teams are going to be able to stop this? I don't think there's going to be many teams at all. And I feel like Gyokeres, another point on him is he's a finisher. He's a really good finisher. He'll have a chance, he'll score. It's simple as that. He's not going to mess about. He's not going to miss 20 chances. You put him on one-on-one, he's a good channel, striker. He can run the channels, work the channels as well really well, like Havertz. It's going to be a decent sort of signing. I'm not a big fan of him, but he's not by any stretch of the imagination an awful player. He's definitely going to go score loads of goals and give us such help in certain game states away at the Etihad. You need someone to run the channels, hold the ball up. Gyokeres can certainly do that. He's a finisher, he can take his chances as well, something which Havertz isn't good at. Gyokeres as well, fantastic ball striker, absolutely ridiculous the sort of power he gets on the ball, and it's just going to be such a problem for defenders. I'm so happy seeing this team. We're going to be an absolute joke next season, and I don't see many teams being able to stop this because it's just about pure suffocation. I go one by one just to end off the video on each player and what they provide. Martinelli, speed, and he's occupying defenders. The fullback always has to worry about Martinelli. He'll have to run him behind, he'll have to come short. It's just an absolute dream. Merino, you can't leave him unpressed. You can't not press Merino. He's got the ability to play balls in these sort of areas. I mean, it's the sort of thing that you want to see from your number 8, which we didn't have last season. And it's going to be an absolute dream seeing Mikel Merino, work those balls to Martinelli in the channel. Also, give that defensive solidity in the jaws. It's going to be an absolute joy. And I'm just so excited for that. Then you've got Calafiori, 1v1 monster. Really good on the ball, really confident with driving on the ball, and has the quality to pick out a pass to down the line to Martinelli in the midfield to Merino. I mean, that left side is probably going to be absolutely incredible next season with these additions. Then of course, Gabriel, brilliant sweeper. I don't think many people notice how good of a sweeper he is, especially in those wide channels last season. If Calafiori gets, caught out, Gabriel's been doing it all the past 2 seasons. He can sweep those channels which have been left by Calafiori easily. He can also defend in central areas too. Let's move on. Declan Rice, best sweeper, like I said, absolute dream. Saliba, brilliant on the ball, press resistant, can play high, can do defense splitting passes, can do lovely line breaking passes too. Ødegaard, we know his magic. Same with Bukayo Saka and Ben White as well. Always overlapping and defensive solidity. So next season is going to be absolutely incredible. And I just can't forget David Raya before I end this video. How good he is on the ball. It's going to be impossible. We're going to camp teams so high up the pitch. I'm going to score so many more goals whilst being so much more solid on defensively. So anyway, guys, that's it for now. Hope you have enjoyed. And until next time, peace.